Askreddit Asks, what's the most personal thing you're willing to share with us?
I'm 31 and still have 2 baby teeth.
The tooth fairy is gonna be pissed.
28 and still have 1. I inherited this thing from my dad where some of my baby teeth just didn't have adult teeth under them to grow in. So my dentist and I are trying to hang on to this bad boy for as long as possible.
Please don't tell my boss.
I was recently diagnosed with early onset Parkinson's. Edit. Wow. Thank you all so much. For the silver, the gold, your messages and all the words of encouragement. I am doing fine as of right now. Still processing. I do know that I have a good support system in place and I'm going to tackle this thing head on. I am going to continue to live my life the best way I know how until I'm not able to. I'm not going to let this define who I am. Again, thank you all so much.
I'm afraid I'm gonna be stuck at my job for the rest of my life because I don't know what else I'm good at. It's not a bad job, but it doesn't really pay great and the hours are odd. It's not really something I want to be doing for too much longer, but IDK, what else to do?
My dad died today.
Oh, man. I'm so very sorry for your loss.
I was beaten to the point of miscarriage when I was 17. I now cannot have children. Edit. Thank you all so much for your words of support. And the silver and gold. I'm humbled by the reminder that there are truly kind people in the world.
You are very brave for revealing this. I hope you are continually finding peace. I'm so sorry. Hugs, red heart, red heart, red heart.
I'm finally facing the ugly truth of age and mortality. My parents and a few other relatives who are in their early 60s now are having a multitude of health complications from mental illness to cancer, and it's scaring the shit out of me. I'm only 26. And I think back to when I was a kid and everyone was perfectly fine. Just doesn't seem that long ago. Edit. First, thank you kind strangers for my first Reddit gold and silver. I've read through just a few comments. Didn't quite expect to wake up to 280 plus notifications. Lol. I've made it a goal as of recent to try and set more time aside for family. And seeing everything unfold these past few years helped me realize how important it is to not take for granted the time you have with those you love. Thanks again for all the responses and support.
I had a urethroplasty. My entire urethra from the tip of my dick to my prostate was replaced with skin tissue grafted from the inside of my cheek. It was a long, painful, and humbling recovery. Edit. So many great questions and comments. I'm doing great now. So glad I had the surgery. For those who need the surgery as well, make sure your urologist has done this many times before. I was lucky to have one of the best doctors at performing this procedure. While the physical recovery was painful, the psychological recovery was even more of a struggle. Waking up to morning wood, sharp shooting pain, in the first few days and weeks was tough. I struggled to sleep much. I ended up seeing a therapist because I was afraid of getting a boner. My therapist diagnosed me with PTSD. I've used mindfulness and little blue pills to overcome it and no longer have an issue. My wife and I are pregnant with our second kid. I wish it whistled when I peed. Fun fact, grafts from inside my cheek was used because it's the only accessible tissue without hair follicles. Someone post that in till.
I'm 5 years into the career I dreamed about as a child and I can't fucking stand it anymore. I have no backup plan and I feel guilty that so many people I cared about cheered me on to follow my dreams. Edit. The field is graphic design and I've just started working at my third company. What I am most struggling with is the work we are assigned to do is dull subject matter and all creativity is sucked out by client amendments. Throughout all the companies, the design team is villainized by the more client-facing roles and sales teams, with the team leaders often accusing us of insubordination for trying to uphold the brand guidelines. We work long extra hours with no reimbursement or praise and I'm really feeling the burnout.
The people who cheered for you love you and want you to be happy.
My mother, a schizophrenic drug addict, screamed, "Help me," before putting a revolver in her mouth and pulling the trigger. I was the only one home and wasn't able to dissuade her. I was a young child. I've had nightmares every night since. For 17 years. The only time I'm able to sleep soundly is when my partner is sleeping next to me. He unknowingly heals my worst trauma just by snoring and holding me close. Haha edit. Wow, I don't think I'll ever be able to reply to all these messages. Thank you so much for the silver and golden comments and upvotes. No need to type out a diagnosis for me. I've been to therapy and have a great support system around me that I'm very thankful for. Trauma is something that I have a lot of, and I use that trauma to fuel my art. I'm just another queer kid who got scratched up along the way. Is all. No need to worry. C.
I'm so emotional lonely. I hate to admit it, but I really wish I had the cheesy romantic love interest, but I am more like a character in a background update. Thank you guys so much for the silver and gold. I have been trying to love myself, but sometimes it get hard. I just really want to believe there are good guys out there that don't want to just hook up or the dreaded e-boys. I want that gourmet shit where we both work in the relationship and we'll laugh at each other's farts. Lol, I'll try harder guys, I will.
Me too bro. Me too.
I was evicted from my childhood home when I was 15. My mum couldn't keep the place up by herself after my brother moved out. She didn't know what to tell me. So she didn't. She had me take a bag with me when we went to my stepdad's for a weekend over the summer. The weekend turned into 2 weeks. Turned into a month and turned into the entire summer. Finally she told me what had happened, and because she didn't know how to tell me, she chose not to. I lost everything, and slept on stepdad's living room sofa for 5 years. It's one thing to have lost my material belongings that can be replaced, like my computer, video game consoles and such, but I lost irreplaceable things like the memory box I started when I was 7. My childhood photos and all the dolls my dad had given me throughout the years. My dad has been gone 5 years now, and those dolls are something I wish, if nothing else, I could have saved. Edit. Thank you everyone for sharing and such. Yes, my mom did move with me to my stepdad's. She left all our things behind so she wouldn't draw suspicion, I guess.
I sharted on a blanket and threw it away. I played dumb to my girlfriend for about a half a year while she was constantly puzzled as to what happened to the blanket every time we sat down on the couch to watch TV. I finally broke down and confessed.
Remove.
I think my dad could be struggling with something. He's a pretty reserved guy who keeps to himself most of the time and likes to be alone often.
I have all those qualities. And not struggling with anything. If that makes you feel any better. I just actually enjoy being alone.
My dad's the same way. I had no idea he had thoughts of suicide a few years ago. Though the signs were all there. Spending time with him was the only reason he opened up. Maybe pestering him will help.
I both long for and am afraid of intimacy. I prefer to be alone, yet always feel lonely.
I'm always lonely, yet there is no person that I have met who I'd be comfortable being intimate around. I don't know if it's me or if I just haven't met a good person for me yet.
Oh, I feel you. I've been in a relationship because I don't want rejection and a broken heart. So I just push people away and sabotage any possible good connections before I allow anything to happen. I feel so lonely though and wish I could change. I hope we both find a happy ending to this situation.
I got a call from Be The Match, the National Bone Marrow Donor Registry, on Friday. It seems I came up as a possible match for a 9-year-old boy with leukemia. I just finished signing consent forms and filling out the medical questionnaire today. And I have some further testing to confirm the match later this week. Edit. Thanks for the gold, silver, platinum. Kind strangers. And especially thank you for all the kind words and the support. I'm no hero, but I'd like to think of myself as a new member of this kid's team trying to help him kick leukemia's butt.
Nice. I've been on the registry 10 years now and no call yet. I'm terrified of the day because I hear it can hurt like a bitch. But no way would I ever let that stop me from saving another person's life.
I'm so alone. I'll take whatever form of affection I can get. Even if it's from someone I shouldn't be associating with. And I can't stop myself. Edit. Thank you all for being so nice and kind to me. Made my day 10 times better. I wish all of you only the best in life. Edit 2. Guys, I can't even keep up. I really am crying now. I really don't want to say except thanks to all of you who have helped me. Doesn't matter if it was a little or a lot. You guys are amazing. Hugs.
I haven't had depression that I know of for years. But I wildly fantasize about dying. My dream is to drive or take a train to a city at night. Buy some snacks, eat them on the overpass as I watch the lights and then jump off, inevitably leading to my death. It gives me excited butterflies thinking about it, and I don't know why. Had the fantasy since I was 14-ish. I'm now 22. Never told anyone until now. Edit, I appreciate all the concerning comments, but I don't think I'd ever go through with it. I'm totally aware of how it would affect other people, etc. It's likely the main reason I wouldn't do it. It's just a fantasy.
I found out my mom's cancer has spread to her bones today. I just want to make sure she's able to keep as much comfort and dignity as she can with the time she may have left. Edit. I really am overwhelmed by all the kind words everyone has sent me. There's been so much good advice. You've not only helped me feel better about my mom, you've also helped me feel encouraged that kindness still exists in the midst of all this darkness. And that there's a lot of us going through the same stuff. Hug the ones you love and don't be afraid to be kind.
My mother just kicked a hole in the wall. I'm on Reddit trying to calm down since none of my friends are awake. Edit. I'm doing okay now. I just have to be a bit wary of things for a day or two. Some people have asked why my mom kicked the hole. And it's because she was fighting with my dad. They've been fighting more often for the past 5 months or so. I don't know what they were fighting about. Just that it got to the point where she kicked the wall.
My boyfriend is abusive. 2 weeks ago, he choked me out while we were showering together. I woke up on the bathtub floor screaming and crying. I don't know why I didn't end it that day. I'm going to break up with him this morning because yesterday he started, for the umpteenth time, begging me to wear makeup even though I hate it because I look ugly as shit without it. Edit. Holy shit, this blew up. Sorry for worrying everybody. This morning I broke up with him. Then went with 2 friends to his house and collected my things. Then I went home and cried my eyes out and woke up about an hour ago. I'm safe and looking forward to counseling and healing. Thanks so much for the compassion and care you guys have sent my way. Bless you guys. URL redacted. User, Curious Owl, comments, BHYJRJ, update _ my _ comment. UTM _ source = share and UTM _ medium = iOS _ app.
I would love to run away for like a year and just not give a shit about anything, as long as my kids wouldn't hate me and be cared for. And I didn't have any fallout in my marriage. I wouldn't cheat. I'd just go and not worry about bills or politics or if I screwed my kid up too bad today. IDK if this counts. Edit. Thank you all for being so kind. I pop on right after getting the kids down for a nap and I'm just floored. This is a fantasy I've had pretty much my whole life. I love the idea of traveling and being on the move. However, I found out that I don't really like people and I'm actually pretty good at this mom thing lol. My husband and I are discussing moving from the US to Europe in the next 2 years with all the kiddos 10, 7, 5 years old, so I'm sure that will help with some of the wanderlust. And that will be more fun. BC my husband is Liggett, my best friend, and we will make bad puns the whole time. How old are your kids?
I got PTSD last year from seeing my father get murdered. I'm so sorry. That's heavy. Have you had therapy?
That's horrible. I'm so sorry to hear that. If you want anyone to talk to, I have PTSD from a relatively similar experience. I saw you're hoping to do therapy. I'd really recommend CBT, which I'm doing now and I've found very helpful. Stay strong.
Not yet. I live inland in South Africa, which is very remote. So I can't, but I'm planning to in the future.
I talk to myself constantly. Sometimes I talk to myself in the mirror when I think I look good. While driving alone I have full-blown conversations with myself. Other drivers have noticed before and it was pretty embarrassing.
Take Apple headphones, snip off cable, put in left ear, bam. Drivers think you're talking on AirPods now. I feel like I'm overreacting when it comes to my mental health. I think I'm depressed or anxious. I've contemplated suicide multiple times. But I'm too scared to say anything. Especially to any professionals. Because it might not be good enough.
Whenever I'm alone with my own thoughts, I can shift moods in legitimate seconds. 1 second I'll be dancing around my room super happy and the next moment I'll be bawling on the floor hating myself. It's a literal emotional roller coaster. Edit. I did not expect anyone to see this. Let alone getting this much support. I've never thought about seeing a doctor for this. But with all these suggestions I think that I will soon. Thank you everyone.
Parkour.
I once dreamt I had sex with a biscuit. Then got pregnant. Am male. Edit. Also in the dream the biscuit was male and I was female. Edit. It was an Anzac biscuit.
This reminds me of a dream where I, male, got preggo from someone holding me down and farting into my asshole. I woke up and had cum. Needless to say, still very confused by it. Edit. Really 5 years on here. My highest comment karma and first gold is for a fart impregnating wet dream. God, I love and despise you all.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel, and above all, have an excellent day you wonderful people.